Hello guys and welcome to the No Drinks in the Booth podcast with myself, Chris Watson, Wade Kadir and Pavan Saki. How are we doing today, guys?
Woo! Yeah, we're back, baby.
Yes,
Third episode. We're here.
How did we
Wade,
make it this
going?
far? How did we get this far?
It's beautiful.
We've well sussed this out now, though.
Persistence and lack of jobs. That's how we made it this far.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Pav, you're so right. You're so right. But yeah, and the topic we're going to dive into this week are musical artists are just social media stars. Controversial.
Yeah.
An interesting sentence. So later on in this episode, we're going to be diving into that. Yeah, guys, obviously I won't get your thoughts now because obviously that's the second half.
Oh.
But
You
what
want
do we
my
think
thoughts on the topic, mate? You should have sent it a bit earlier than any.
Oh, come on.
So just for
Chris with the
reference.
notes.
So
Listen.
we all plan a different one every week. We all plan a different podcast every week.
Pav,
We take it in turns.
Tell them.
We take it in
Preach.
turns. So like I did the first one and I sent the notes on like Thursday. Yeah, we record on Mondays just for reference. And everyone was like, yeah, cool, yeah, that's calm. And then Wade did his, and he sent it on like Tuesday, and we recorded on like a Thursday because YOLO. And then Chris sent it on Monday, and it's Monday. So what I meant to say is that he sent it about 2 hours ago. So we had no idea what was going on until about 2 hours ago. So if this is a shit heap,
Chris Watson.
Listen, this podcast is nothing but exciting, and I like to keep you on your toes.
We are
I like
nothing if not
I like to keep you on your
spontaneous.
toes. I like to keep you on your toes, and it's an exciting topic this week.
That-
We've
that's-
talked a lot about lockdown, a lot about coronavirus.
Yeah, let's not
and
bother
all this
with
kind
any of
things.
that, yeah.
And now we're getting
we're
into
still standing.
actual
I'm still
music. We're getting into
standing.
actual music this week. So I think that makes up for me being slightly late with the notes, so I'm sorry about that. But
How about that?
We're here, we're ready, and yeah, do you reckon we can go one whole episode without mentioning coronavirus? Do you reckon we can do it?
I mean, well, we've already failed now, so thanks for that.
Yeah, actually, fair enough. But we'll see. Well, let's at least mention it less.
So the
Come on.
next one. I mean, how's everyone's weeks been? Anyone doing anything exciting?
Just good, mate. I mean, I'm still trying to keep
thanks
busy.
Thanks for that top-notch stuff
Well,
there,
listen,
mate, for the pod.
although we are three DJs doing a podcast, obviously very minimal amounts of DJing going on, but obviously
Hang on.
production
hang
side.
on.
Oh,
Hang on.
here we go.
Some of us have
Here
been
we
DJing
go.
this week, mate.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you do a live stream as
Yeah, I
we
did,
all
yeah.
normally do? I
Yeah.
actually didn't do a live stream this week, guys.
I
for
love the
a very
fact Chris is
special
like,
reason.
oh yeah, very minimal DJ. Chris hasn't streamed in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So like,
Snake.
me and Pav have been doing
Yeah.
stuff.
I've been doing. This is
But
the most DJing I've done in months.
It's fair to say in lockdown, I've done my fair share of streaming. I've done a lot of streaming. So,
Not now though.
I know, not now. Not now. But,
Yeah, I didn't stream this week, and that is because I was actually at a gig.
Wow.
I did a gig,
real
guys.
gig?
I did a gig, and there was like I was playing. So I wasn't playing songs. I played like 3 songs, but like songs were being played by our mate Ben, and
big shout out to
people-
Ben Rolf.
big shout outs, and people were dancing, and I was like, "Oh, is that how this happens again?" I thought you'd just make a dick of yourself in front of a green screen and a couple of people
Pav,
watch.
Pav, I hope that was a socially distanced gig.
Oh, obviously,
Yeah.
mate, garden
Yeah.
party and that.
Thank
yeah,
you.
what a load of
We were
bollocks.
out there. I thought that was implied, but clearly not.
Now,
We have to be careful about these things.
Yeah,
I hope
we
it was
do.
socially distanced.
I have one more great story.
legal
from that, though.
disclaimer. Actually, before you start, talk about Ray and Natalie Don't, because I know you're trying to get that in.
Oh, but I was just. Oh, why have you
God.
just completely stolen my thunder?
just
if you listen to last week's pod, prepare yourselves.
the week
You're about to get it
And the
once again.
first
Like
week's
the week
pod.
before.
And if you listen to next week's podcast and the week after and the week after, Pav's trying very hard to become Ray's tour DJ.
Pav's
Oh,
musical
mate.
obsession, right?
Oh, mate. I mean, I wasn't, but I'm doing it. The DMs are coming out now, mate. I really like your stuff. Do you need a DJ, mate?
She said no.
Don't tell me. Have you DM'd her? Don't tell me you've DM'd her.
He
I haven't,
definitely
but
has.
I am now just for the purposes of the pod to see if I actually get a reply.
Just for banter.
Just for
If
banter.
you, if you
Well,
do,
worst-
we know this podcast's
Fair
working.
enough.
the worst thing that happens is that she doesn't reply, and then she wouldn't be the first girl to do that. So that's all right.
Oh,
But yeah, so
Whoa,
I had my phone plugged in
Flex.
while Ben was getting setting his decks up, and I had the No Drinks in the Booth podcast playlist on, which you can find at some point. That wasn't a shameless plug, but now it is. I was just actually listening to it. Natalie Don't came on, and I'm like, yeah. And then Ben's like, oh, for fuck's sake, why have you played this? Straight in. There's like 7 white girls there. And they're like, oh no, they're your girls. And I was like, yes. It was a victory for all of us Ray fans out here, yeah.
How many people were there? 7.
Like 7.
And all 7 were singing it.
Because there wasn't enough space for them to all be together, so they had to be like 2 meters apart. So I was like,
to everyone listening, I can confirm that during this party, I got a video. I think it was a video or a message from Pav, about these girls, and he said, "Big shout out to the middle class mandem." He actually said,
"Yeah,
that
man."
When
you didn't just get that video, we all got the video because he sent it to our group. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It wasn't like, oh yeah, Chris, just for you because I know you chatted the most shit.
Well,
but yeah, that was like a great moment in my life.
DJ Pavansaki 2020 playing Ray. Big shout to the middle class mandem. That's a quote right there. That's
I love that
right there.
Wade, how you been this week, mate?
Yeah, been great.
How's life going?
I streamed. I didn't pre-prepare the stream. I played only hip hop, so it was easy for me. And I basically played Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube's back catalogue.
Isn't that every old school hip hop set?
Yeah. I played some new stuff in there as well, but it was fun. I enjoyed myself. Shout out to everyone that locked in. And
love that.
That's all I've done. I've downloaded a load of music. I know you don't or haven't been, but I've been downloading quite a lot of stuff because there's some like underrated gems. Recently. Underrated gems, which I'm sure we're going to talk about later. But yeah, no, just to be fair, chilled. I haven't done too much because there's not too much to do.
That's wicked. Well, this seems like an opportune moment to get into the news.
Yeah.
Don't you guys think?
Obviously, we said we'd let everyone that's listening know this before the start of the pod, but any of the tracks we do talk about in this episode, obviously Ray, Natalie Don't will be at the top of the playlist if Pav has anything to do with it. Yeah, but all the tracks we do talk about
her
in this
face
episode,
is going to be the playlist artwork, mate.
I don't doubt it for a second, but you can find all the tracks we talk about on. We're going to do a YouTube playlist. We can do a Spotify playlist.
Yep. So
make sure you check those out. I'm sure you'll be reminded by all of us at some point during this pod.
We're just going to spam your Instagrams.
Yes, so have a listen to those so you can really get to grips with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess without further ado, Wade, have you got some news for us?
I've got news. I'm like the no drinks in the booth 6 o'clock news. We just need like a
cue.
Sorry, it's not Mario Kart.
Mate,
that was a weeting. That was.
It can be whatever it wants to be. Look, I've got paper. I've got pen. I don't see yous with fuck all. So.
Whoa! Got your news out, mate.
Yeah, I've got my notes up on my screen.
Cool, so. Trev. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Okay,
we're just not old school like you.
Right. Yeah. Well.
Printing it out was a bit old school.
That came out a bit. No, I'm sorry about that. That came a bit.
You try to say
printing it was a bit old school.
Wait, you're forever young inside, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, Mr. Hudson thing.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for sending that beard dye down to Essex. Nice one. Cheers. Right, let's get on with the news. Let's just start with news, please.
News.
Go, come on.
Okay, first things. Dottie, it was her last breakfast show on Radio 1 Extra. Does anyone listen to Dottie in the morning or not?
I don't think Dottie's that good of a presenter, if I'm honest.
I love her.
You know what? I love
you're
her
throwing
podcast.
Shade. I
love her podcast, but I can't do radio these days, man. It's too boring.
I like her on Radio 1 Extra. I don't know if
I do rate her. I just don't like her show, particularly.
I liked her breakfast show. The only thing I'm not sure, because there's no clarification, is I know she's left the breakfast show, but I don't know if she's left One Extra. Because it doesn't say she's...
They're just like...
the press release they put out says she's leaving the breakfast. So I've got a feeling she's going to a different show, either on Radio 1 or 1 Extra. Hopefully, because I really like Dottie and I really like her show and I like her personality. She's great. She's fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
Chris, have you listened to Dottie on 1 Extra before? On her breakfast show?
To be honest, I've not. I don't really listen to much radio at all.
Shock.
Occasionally on a Saturday.
Only BBC introducing Essex is that's the only thing he listens to.
Yeah, TMI music, of course. But no, I don't really listen to radio unless I'm travelling somewhere in the car. That's literally it, and that's just whoever's on. I never really tune in for specific radio shows, to be honest.
I suppose we all used to listen to a lot more radio when we were actually going to gigs.
Yeah.
And just generally going out. Obviously now, like, no one's like, oh yeah, I'm sitting at home, there's nothing on TV, let me chuck Radio 1 on.
Yeah, I think with streaming and YouTube and Apple Music and Spotify, all these things, radio sort of fell further down. I know radio...
Yeah, there's enough entertainment out there in it.
Yeah, there was... obviously, Radio 1 would have been in Ibiza the weekend just gone. That didn't happen. Yeah,
would that have been their Ibiza weekender? Man.
Yeah, but they put on like a big weekend-long selection of DJ sets. Like you could watch them live.
Oh, sick!
And listen to them. And I listened to a few of them, and they were wicked. Pete Tong and I think it was the Heritage Orchestra doing Ibiza classics.
Love
there was some wicked stuff on there. Right, but okay. Well, Dottie leaving the breakfast show one extra sad for me. I listened to her. I really liked her breakfast show. Pav,
big shouts to Dottie.
Pav don't like a breakfast show, but he likes Dottie. So
yeah.
Okay.
Shouts to Dottie.
Okay, right. Carrying on. Nathan Dorr, KSI, Lighter, the track. It debuted at number 4 in the UK charts.
Really big. Very, very big.
I was in the middle on this track when we did our reviews last week.
I think we all thought it was absolute dog shit until we listened to it about 5 times and we were like, actually, that's quite good.
I do actually really like it. He charted at number 4, debuting. Do we think he'll get to number 1?
I'm not sure that he will. I don't think he'll get to number 1. Only because there's a real big big contingency of artists releasing right now. So you've got like Billie Eilish, Jason Derulo, Little Mix. They're all on their release schedules, like all those massive artists. And I think ultimately it might be a little bit too much to maybe get number 1.
Keep him off, yeah.
I think like at the moment he's the highest charter, so he's charted higher than all of those.
Yeah,
but I just think like your Little Mix fans and stuff are just going to rinse it. But then you can't underestimate the power of KSI.
Very true.
Yeah.
Chris?
He's obviously hammering it. As I said last week, I like the track. It could do. It just depends on what happens, but he's definitely got a lot of competition. He's got a lot of competition. You're right. I agree.
Yeah. He was saying that the reason why like Flowers got top 10, but didn't get top 5. And he was saying literally the reason is because what's the word? He was like, it literally depends on the weather because he makes very summery songs. He was like, if it's raining, people aren't streaming my tunes. Like there's an actual correlation between there's an actual correlation.
Is that a thing? Is there though?
He was literally saying there's an actual correlation between when the weather was sunny, especially with Flowers more so because that's a very summery song. But he was like, there was a way bigger like correlation of when it was sunny, more people were streaming. That was a thing apparently. I can kind of believe it.
I don't know.
Like people playing it on the beach and stuff like that.
Yeah, but then I don't know. Look, I get the correlation, but at the same time, if people want to listen to it, they're going to listen to it, whether it's raining or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, but it's like no one's listening to somebody like you, Adele, if they've not been in a breakup, unless they're very, very sad. Like no one's rinsing it. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Look, are you speaking from experience? Pav, are you speaking from experience?
Yeah, man. When I broke up from the sesh.
Oh, it's tough. Wow.
It's just me singing to
so basically every Sunday morning.
It's just me singing to a Foster's tinny.
Wow. Look, I think the track's really good. I don't think it hit number 1. I think he's got too much competition, like you said.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on from Nathan Dorr and KSI, verses. We've all sort of been into verses during lockdown. Fantastic thing. This week, I think it's on Thursday. I'm not sure if it's Thursday in the UK, but Thursday in the US.
Oh, thank God, because I thought I'd missed this.
No, yeah, I did as well. No, it's 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross. I'm a big fan of 2 Chainz, but he's definitely going to lose.
Yeah, Ross has got bangers though.
He's got such
Rick
a big
Ross
back
is on
catalogue.
a lot of records. Yeah, he's on a lot of records.
2 Chainz has got a good back catalogue with Players Circle.
Yeah, but like no one cares about 2 Chainz, innit? 2 Chainz' biggest song is like Talk Dirty, innit? And no one wants to hear that.
No, what Birthday? Wasn't it Birthday song with Kanye?
Back in the day, that was big.
But like, nah, Ross has got too many tunes, man. Ross can just drop as soon as you drop "Bitch, I'm a Boss."
Yeah, I think we're all like decided that Rick Ross will win, but I think
it's a bit like DMX Snoop Dogg again, where it's like you rate both of them, but you just knew Snoop Dogg was going to win.
I don't think it is, because I think the difference with this is Rick Ross has got I think 2 Chainz is big, but nowhere near as big as Rick Ross. So I don't think it's even. I think they should have had a different matchup.
Who would you put 2 Chainz up against?
Good question. I really don't know.
Curveball.
I don't know.
Or vice versa, who would you put Rick Ross up against?
Rick Ross, I'd put him against Meek Mill.
Would you?
Yeah. That's both on
you're putting Meek on a pedestal here.
Mate, Rick Ross versus Meek Mill, I think that'd be really good. Both on Maybach Music.
Meek's never been the same since back to back, man. Yo, when you got the slap up on back to back.
I'd put 2 Chainz against someone like
Drizzy slapped him about.
Yo, yeah, can we just talk about how, I know this is like 4 years too late, yeah, but like the way Drizzy slapped up Meek on that rhythm, fam.
Yeah, but then
that is a KO.
That was a chipmunk thing, that was.
Yeah, but then
that's the level of bars, fam.
Look at what Pusha T did to Drake. He outed his son. Like, no one knew Drake had a son, and now he had a son. I feel like that
beef is fake.
Nah, that's real. That's legit, I think.
That's real.
I would put 2 Chainz quickly against, like someone like Pusha T or someone. Rick Ross against Meek Mill, personally. But should we move on from that, because we all need to actually tune into it. Speaking of Drake, he put an Instagram story up wishing OVO Noel happy birthday, and that they were in the studio, and that his album is 90% done.
Big up 40 in that.
That's, yeah. I don't think it weren't 40. It weren't OVO. No, it was OVO Noel. I don't know OVO Noel.
I actually don't know who that is. Should we know who that is?
No, I think it's someone in obviously the OVO team.
Right, then I just look like uneducated as shit.
I assume it's like an engineer or someone that he's close to. They wished him happy birthday, and they said that they were in the studio and that Drake's album was 90% done. What do we think Drake's album's going to be like?
Oh, Drake's album. I thought you were talking about this guy's album.
No.
Oh, sorry. No. I was like, who is this guy? The next weekend that he's about to push out into the world.
You would have known that if you had read the notes.
This is the news. This is the news. Yeah, I'm being educated. Right. I'm being educated by the news.
Let's not go into Chris's lack of reading the notes. What do we think Drake's album will be like, and when do we think it'll come out? If it's 90% done, it's got to be like, what, soon? This year?
Chris, do you want to go first?
Oh, as you know, I am a big Drizzy fan. That's how excited I am. I just can't speak.
You are a OVO stan.
I'm a massive Dizzy fan. No, but honestly, I'm hyped. Just sooner the better. I mean, wow. Drake, you just can't. The thing is, you just can't stop him. Like, I know it's crazy, but he's just constantly just on everything. I just love it. He's unreal.
I feel like Drake is so in love with just music, and that's the reason why he's not. You know, like people always like, oh yeah, like Drake can't take L's and all this shit. Yeah, it's like he actually can't. He can't, because I feel like he's like such a musically minded person. Like he likes so much music that he can just like, oh, is the hip hop thing not working? All right, cool. Let me jump on a drill song, even though it's shit. But let me just jump on I think Drizzy could jump on a house tune and it will sound hard.
No, I don't think it would.
Nah.
I mean, that's the one. Actually, he's got. Hold on a second. He's got a tune with Black Coffee on the, I believe, not Take Care.
Scorpion.
But like Drake's got the flows, you know what I mean? Geezer's got enough flows. He can jump on anything.
Look, realistically, if it's
Disclosure featuring Drake. You heard it here first.
Maybe. I love the fact that
that's when my world just explodes.
Well, I love the fact that Chris gave the most
records.
Nah, never. I love the fact that Chris gave the most politically correct answer. Yeah, I love Drake. He's great. Yeah, I'm sure his album, the sooner the better. Yeah, be good. That didn't answer the question, but nice.
Yeah. That's Chris's style, though, isn't it?
I know. Chris, when do you think the album's coming out, and what style of music has Drake ripped off? Just tell us.
Wow, that's a big accusation.
No idea. I have no idea when the album's coming out. I wish I did, and because I want it to come out. And in terms of music styles, which I can answer, I believe there's going to be 2 drill tracks. There's going to be like 3 Afrobeat tracks. And then there's going to be, obviously Drake always does those like lo-fi, old school hip hop influence, like really emotional bars,
like Western
tracks. There'll be a couple of those. Yeah, there'll be a couple of those, and then there's always a couple of those.
I rated that.
Where he talks about like girls and stuff, like, and then I think that'll be it.
Look, I think Drake's known as a culture vulture, but like I think he does it in the best way. He takes like influences. We all know that, from Afro beats to dancehall to drill to UK rap to Canadian patois and all that stuff. Look, I think the album will be out before the end of the year. That's my personal opinion, and I think it will bang. Hopefully. It will most probably hit number one. Everyone will love Drake again, and our sets will be all Drake. And
then we're just going to see loads of tweets where Drake just saved 2020.
At the beginning of lockdown, there was that Drake joke.
What one?
Yeah, do you guys not remember that there was that? I'm trying to find it because I can't find it. But do you remember there was that Drake thing, and there was like that Drake meme about like, I'm not sure if like, I can't remember. It's like, I'm not sure if like you're quarantining or something. There was something. The people in the chat that can know what the fuck I'm talking about, put it in the comments because there was definitely a thing.
Find it, comment, send it to us on Instagram. This mysterious joke that Pav
knows. It was like,
don't know what else does.
It was like, I'm not sure if you're locked down from me
like
or locked down from the world or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Nah, well,
I need to. I'm on a thing to find it now.
Look, I can't wait for the new Drake album. Hopefully, it's not all like just label hype, and they've said this. I hope it's like generically nearly 90% done.
Well, Drake's independent now, pretty much, isn't it?
Hopefully.
He's signed only to OVO, but the actual label is still signed to Warner.
Right, okay.
So after that deal's finished, he'll be independent.
All I'm saying is, for that style of things, Drake and Tion Wayne, we can only hope. That's it.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Bringing it back to the UK. Last thing in the news this week. Wiley, we spoke about him briefly last week. He's now banned from Twitter and Instagram. I think Facebook as well, but I'm not too sure on that.
Good.
Do you know what makes it worse? What makes it worse is that Katie Hopkins got like blocked, like deleted like last week, and now
a few weeks ago. It's fantastic.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Like the fact that they've both gone together says a lot. Like that's
what do we actually think on Wiley going absolutely like batshit? Obviously, we know none of us agree.
Crazy.
None of us agree with his comments, but
I think he's just done too many drugs.
So I've actually read into like what he's talking about. So he's talking a lot about how like his management are like fleecing him, essentially. Like so he said that apparently they owe him like $4.5 million that they've like fraudulently kind of taken like through dodgy contracts and all that kind of stuff. I'd imagine that's through the sales of like Boasty and tunes like that, because that's the only thing that's made him money for the last X amount of years. I could probably understand his frustration, but it's like he's probably signed a bad deal because, let's be realistic, no one really cared about Wiley. Like even 5 years ago, no one gave a shit about Wiley anymore. Even like I remember sitting in college, and I remember when The Godfather, the first album, was coming out, and I was saying to my friend, I was like, oh yeah, I'm really excited for Wiley, like the new Wiley album. And she was like, why? Just straight up, she was like, why are you excited for that for? Like, it's gonna be. I'm
not like pre-Wiley going absolutely batshit and his beef with Stormzy and Ed Sheeran and that. I was never like the biggest Wiley fan. I respected what he did, but I was never a fan.
Yeah, I just kind of liked him. He was just kind of cool. Just that Daniel Merriweather tune, mate.
Cash in my
pocket. Love that.
The thing is, we're never going to hear from him again now, are we? If he's off Twitter and Instagram.
No, he's still on Instagram. He's still on Instagram. Yeah.
When I looked, he was gone, but maybe he's come back.
I was
Twitter,
like, that
Twitter, he's been banned.
The stuff he was saying, he should just never come back.
Literally, it was like, I saw the anti-Semitic stuff, and I always think you have to kind of take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. Not because I agree with it, but because I think like there's all this like media manipulation stuff. So I was like, all right, let me actually read into this and have a look. And I was looking, I was like to see if it was, and obviously the world is very politically correct at the moment. So I was like, all right, let me see. Okay, I was like, oh, that's kind of bad. That's kind of bad. In context, maybe, like in terms of his situation, I can understand why he say it, but not agree with it. And then I read all the shit that he said about Jay Sean, and I was like, oh, that's a bit mad still, because like, man, and he hasn't even taken any money off you. You're on crack, mate. Like, go see a dealer.
Pav, were you more upset about the Jay Sean stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Jay Sean isn't. Bro, people
Shocking.
son Jay Sean, yeah. Jay Sean had the first #1 in America since Elton John. Yeah. And second, he knocked off I Got a Feeling, which at the time was the longest running #1 in US Billboard history, yeah.
Yeah.
Guy was signed to Cash Money Records when it was like at its height, when it was like when Bedrock came out, he was on that. He was on that Cash Money All Stars tune with Kevin Rudolph. I used to dream about. I Made It. That's what it's called.
That's it.
But the guy made like big money. Like he had big songs. He's had a bunch of top 10s here. I think he's a bit sunned. He was tipped as the new Craig David.
I really like Jay Sean, always have. Wiley's sorry, going back to Wiley very, very quickly.
Big shouts to Jay Sean though.
No, I love Jay Sean.
He's got a bar in Virginia now.
I'm sure he's at, just one last thing on Jay Sean. Obviously, just last thing on Jay Sean. Sorry, Wade, I know you're trying to get on with the news, but
that's fine, mate.
Obviously,
just
he's enjoying.
It's fun.
He's enjoying a large royalty check right now, though.
Yeah,
obviously, we can't forget the Regard Ride It tune.
Oh yeah,
he is loving life at the minute. But yeah, sorry, just wanted to throw that in there.
He actually released that independent as well. That was released on his own record label, and then he licensed that to Cash Money when he released it in America. So he actually makes like 100% of the royalty, apart from Alan Sampson, who also makes writing credits.
Yeah, money.
So he's making.
But sorry, Wade. Sorry, we'll
Wade,
be quiet now.
You want to carry on your segment?
Sorry, Wade. We will now be quiet. Pav, we got to be quiet.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It is my segment, but just take over. I'll come back in 10 minutes, and then
Wade,
you'll still be talking about something to do with Jay Sean.
We love your segment. I'd love to know about more news, please.
Well, actually, that's the last thing in the news. So I just want to go round it up.
Wade, are you down or something?
No, it's literally the last segment.
Oh, sorry, that was just a horrible Jay Sean joke. Sorry. I'll just leave. I'll just leave.
Can we? This is what we're saying. We just have to be quiet.
Yeah, we definitely have to edit out them jokes.
We have nothing good to say. We just got to be quiet.
Look, that's the last thing in the news. But quickly, before we end on it, Wiley, don't agree with anything. Shame that he went nuts. Respect what he did, but oh well, too late. Don't talk shit.
And that was the news.
That's the news stuff done. Should we move on? Should we carry on?
Go on then.
Yes.
Go on. Chris, you know what? Chris, hit us with some knowledge bombs, bro.
Well, hold on. Are we not going to do some musical reviews first? Or
yeah, we are.
Sorry, I'll just shut the fuck up.
We all have notes, yeah? Everyone bangs on about, oh yeah, we've got notes, I got notes, yeah? Mine's printed, so it's easy to tick off and write down, yeah?
Pavs, you know what it is? Because I'm so...
Come on, Pav.
Pavs is on his phone and Chris is on his screen.
I'm trying...
Yeah?
Sorry, just quickly. What is a printer? What app is that? I don't understand what is that. I don't understand what that is.
Millennials.
How do I get that?
Millennials, mate.
Mate,
what
do you remember
like,
the laminator?
Snowflake
Did you have a
generation?
laminator when you were young?
No.
Did you never have a laminator? Yeah, I used to have a laminator. We never used it, but we had one.
No.
We had one in school. I guess, Pav, you owned weird things when you were younger. I don't know. You had an odd upbringing.
Anyway, moving on from the paper chronicles of our youth.
My point is, we've all got notes and none of us stick to them besides me. Which is the point. This is why we have segments. Let's talk.
Pav, we've just been told off.
You have. Sit down, shut up, and listen.
We've been told off.
Okay, let's talk about reviews. All of the reviews we talk about, you can find in playlists on YouTube and Spotify. All the information is in the description, and there should be links as well.
And we're also going to try and roll through these because we realised last week we took about half an hour talking about them, which was a long time, even for us.
Yeah, we are going to get through it quick. Okay, first track. Oh God, I've got to try and pronounce the featured artist.
The new Disclosure song.
Yeah, it's Disclosure.
Don't even bother, mate.
And I'm going to try Fatoumata Diawara. I think I did that quite well. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I'm really sorry if it's not.
Let's go with
mostly not. The song's called Dua Mali Mali. Okay, Pav, you start up or down, or in the middle?
I'm up. I like the tune. I listened to it about a couple of hours ago. It's just a feel-good tune. Nothing particularly special. Not bad. Decent tune. Thumbs up.
Wicked. Okay, move over to Disclosure's biggest fan, Chris.
Here we go. So
he's actually recording this in Disclosure's spare room, but they don't know that he's here.
Yeah, Disclosure are actually downstairs. I'm in the attic. No. Obviously, Disclosure's new album, Energy, August 28th. Have I already ordered the limited edition package, which comes with a t-shirt, vinyl, cassette player, signed album artwork, and the CD? Maybe. And by maybe, I mean absolutely, I've done that.
Yeah, that's a big pack.
It's a big pack.
Yeah,
I think there might be some more stuff that comes with it. This is literally the favourite.
You might as well get one of their hairs or something as well, man. Fucking hell.
Hopefully there might be one. Hopefully there might be one like accidentally in the package. I mean, I can only hope. But no, this track, love it. It's like the old school Disclosure, like the Disclosure from like 4 or 5 years ago.
Love that.
Obviously, big fan of their stuff. It's wicked that they're collaborating with African artists. Awesome stuff.
I've heard
love
that
the track.
the African house scene's getting big, you know.
Is
well, yeah. But no, it's cool. Really
Chris,
good. It's good. I can give it. If I can give it two. If I can give it 2 ups, I would. Love it.
Pav's up. Chris is up. Disclosure. Song's called Dua. I'm up on it. I love all that. I love like African influenced house music and tribal house and all that. I'm up on it. I'm not gonna bang on. I'm up on it. Let's move on. J1 features Low Ski. It's called T. Chris, you can start with this one. Up, down, in the middle.
So it's your thing.
I'm gonna have to go with, unfortunately, down on this one because it doesn't really excite me at all. It's just another kind of nothing special. If it's not Tion Wayne and it's not Abracadabra, I'm not really enjoying drill. If I'm really honest with you, so
I agree.
And it's just it's another track that is done by guys. Which I'm sorry to say this, but as much as I think J1 is wicked, but you know you've got to be a gangster like to really nail the drill thing. Like, you know, and it's just the track's not hard enough, so I'm gonna have to go down.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think, Wade? Okay, I'll go.
No, go on. I'll round them up. I'll go at the end. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I sort of listened to it and I was like, I wrote some notes about it and I put it's okay with 4 Ys, which means that it's okay. Like, it's not horrible, but it's not like I wasn't listening to it like, oh yeah, let me make sure that I spend 99p on this one. So I'll probably have to go neutral by virtue of J1 is from Coventry and
in
local Mandem, but it's not down for me. So yeah,
I think I'm neutral as well. I'm in the middle on it. I actually like it, but it's just gonna come and go, ain't it? J1, I really like J1, but it's a song that's gonna come.
He's got the same flow on every tune, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well, that his like cadence and the bars are very, very similar to every J1 song. So for that reason, I'm in the middle on it. And because it's going to come and go, it's going because we're moving on to the next track. So, well, Snake Hips.
Perfect.
Oh, you like the segue? Yeah, I thought these out. I thought these out. Don't worry. Snake Hips and Jess Glynn. It features Davido and a boogie with a hoodie. It's called Life for You. I'll start with this one. I love it. It's wicked. Great crossover record. Snake Hips is a really good producer. I'm up on it. Pav?
I don't like it, but I don't like it because Jess Glynn's on it.
Oh, okay.
But like, I was like, if there's any other singer that was on it. If there's any other singer that was on it, I would have actually rated it. But she's too pop to be on that song. Like, it was. I was listening to it. I was like, this is a really authentic song. Like, not even authentic. Like, it's just a good song. Like, but Jess Glynn just needs to be on Clean Bandit songs and leave it out in it. Like,
were you on it then, Dan?
Like, so yeah, I was listening to it. I was like, yeah, nah. Like, if they had like, I don't know, like Mo on it or someone like that, you know, Mo. Like her, or I don't know, like even if they had like Zara Larson on it, I probably would have backed it more than Jess Glynn. I just didn't think I didn't like Jess Glynn's voice in it.
Let's just sum it up. You don't like it because Jess Glynn's on it. What are you, down?
Yeah, and she ruined my Jet 2 holiday as well.
Okay, that's a subject
from a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, that's just a deep rooted hatred for Jess Glynn. But we'll carry on.
Chris, Snake Hips track. What do you think?
I think the track's really nice. It's a crazy collaboration. Like, that is many names that I did not expect to see on the same track.
Sounds a summary.
Yeah, summary sounds. I mean, I'd listened to it a few times. I think it's a really nice track. I'm going to go with up. I'll give it an up. I like the track. It's really nice. It's a nice track.
Fantastic. Okay, moving on. UK star, someone I think that should be bigger but isn't. I don't know why it's not. Octavian. It features Future. The song's called Rari. This obviously you've all listened to this. I love Octavian in general. I think he should be massively bigger. I think the collab with Future is wicked. I think it's a really good track. He really puts the UK on the map, especially underground style, and is very, very underrated. I'm up on the track. Pav, Chris, who wants to go next?
I was neutral on it, to be fair. I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was anything special. Didn't do much for me. Nice driving tune. Nothing more than that, to be honest. Chris?
Octavian's wicked. It's cool that they're collaborating.
Yep.
But didn't really go crazy about the track. The track doesn't make me go mad.
The names look a lot better than the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But Octavian is wicked as an artist. Especially Move Me with Muramasa. If you're not
I will
that
agree.
one, you need to check that out. That is a record.
I think he's a very underrated artist.
I do agree.
Yeah. So I'm neutral on it. It's cool.
It's
cool they've collaborated.
His marketing team need to step it up because Octavian should be huge. Okay, keep going. Coffee. The track's called Pressure.
Love coffee.
Chris, you can start because you love coffee. Both coffees.
Massive fan of coffee. I love coffee and I love coffee. Coffee with a K especially because I love her whole message. Her whole message is what I think music should be about. She's just like spreading positivity and just being I know it's cliche, but just really good vibes. And this track, she did a track called, I don't know if you've heard it, she did a track called Burning, which came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep.
Which I absolutely loved. I love that kind of stuff. And this is kind of in a similar vein. It's like that kind of ska, kind of reggae feel.
Yep.
So massive up from me. Love coffee, love her message. She's super talented and her marketing team and the visual stuff she does as well. Spot on. Loads of time for coffee. It's a big up from me.
Pav?
It's just feel good reggae music. Just can't go wrong.
Yeah.
If you have just a good reggae tune, especially at the moment while it is sunny, it just works. I just listened to it and I just felt like within the first 2 seconds, I just felt happy.
Yeah.
And you can't really ask much more. And then the fact that Coffee's actually genuinely a very good artist, just adds it all together. I was like, yeah, love this. It might be my tune of the week.
Fair enough.
Just to throw that one in for the start. But yeah, big up.
I don't think she's put out a bad track, not on a major release that we've heard yet. So this just adds to the list of fantastic music that she's put out. So it's a massive up from me. Okay, moving on back to the UK, to artists. Be Young from Jumanji fame and features Tion Wayne, who we all love on this podcast. The track's called Last Night. I'm going to go first on this one. I don't mind it. It's okay, but it's literally just okay. It's going to come, it's going to go. Tion Wayne's good on it. Be Young's all right on it. It's like a filler record for me, which is a shame because when I saw the names together, I thought, this is going to be something special. Yeah. So for me, I'm not down on it because it's not bad, but I'm just in the middle on it. Pav?
I literally put throwaway, and that's exactly what you've basically just said.
Yeah.
It's such a throwaway song. There's no real substance. I think Be Young is so dead right now that even Tion Wayne couldn't resurrect his career, and that's saying something because Tion Wayne has made many a career.
The shade you throw nowadays,
Pat
crazy,
doesn't
mate.
care.
You don't hold back.
I mean,
you just go straight in.
I'm just honest. What do I think of Be Young?
Joe was quite funny. Chris is very politically correct on this podcast, and Pav does not care, and I have to try and hold it all together.
It's a perfect balance.
It's a perfect balance.
It's you know what it is with Be Young? I've done some gigs with Be Young as well. He's all right. I think he's a bit too much of a superstar, but we'll leave that there.
God.
I'm just
so much shade, mate.
I'm just saying, I've done gigs with
I nearly fell off my chair.
I did a gig with NSG on the Options tour, yeah, and they were all like, "Yeah, shall we have a drink?" And then Be Young was sitting in the corner, like it was his dad's bar or something, and I was like, "Yo, you've all got 2 good tunes, more time. Let's not gas it. Our pay packs from this are not that different. Do you know what I mean?" I'm just you know what? He's got a couple of good tunes, but they all sort of have become the same tune. Jumanji came out, great tune, lovely tune. 079 Me again was a good next tune. Obviously, he had Wavy before that. I've been Wavy. That was a good tune as well. Like, it was all right. Didn't do that great commercially. But then after that, I'm just listening to his tunes. I'm like, this is just Jumanji Part 2. And, this is just Jumanji Part 3. Like, it's that typical... I think what doesn't help... I don't think the instrumentals that he's picking is helping at all. Because they all sound like those generic, similar. Like... that generic, like, guitar stab. Almost like a laid-back version of One Dance. Like, that kind of style. He's just not left it. And it's like... You should have realised after 2 or 3 releases, like after like 07, he's done 1 or 2 more. Like, should have kind of realised maybe that they're not kind of working. Like, that style of music in general is not kind of working. And if you really want to make it, that's fine. But at least step it up a bit, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so what are you? You're definitely not up on this. Are you in the middle or down?
I'm going to have to say down.
Okay. Well, after that big thing about how much you love Be Young, Chris, what do you think?
I'd love to say what I think about this track. I'm just still recovering from the amount of shade that was just thrown.
Should we just end the podcast?
Someone get me an umbrella, bro.
I feel like we just need a moment of silence. Like, just
what, for Be Young's career?
Oh my god!
Yeah, because I've stopped it. Yeah, it was me.
It's just getting a little bit too much.
Yeah, you know that brown guy on the No Drinks in the Booth podcast. Yeah, you just ended your career, bro.
Oh my god!
Yo, this is taking a turn. You know.
Cool.
Wait, I'm actually not sure how I feel about this.
I thought when I did news and reviews, it'd be all quite like generic. Everyone be quite in the middle and stuff. He'll be quite happy until Pav come in and basically says Be Young shit and he hates him.
Yeah. Pav, you got some deep-rooted feelings.
Yeah. Okay, Chris.
There's a lot of shade being thrown.
3 gigs in 3 days with him as well.
Please just get through this release very quick.
Okay, I'll try and keep it quick just so Pav doesn't hurt me. I think Be Young. Do you know what? I'm actually scared to say it. I'm scared.
No,
Wait,
mate,
I'm scared. What do I do?
You do you.
No, yeah. Do yourself. That mate, Pav can't hurt you. You're not in the same room.
Yeah. I'll spike your drink when we go out.
He's clearly pumped. Okay. Right, you've got it here on tape. Right. Be Young. This new track, I think, could have been better. I agree with that because it's with Tion Wayne, and that's a big feature. Be Young and Tion Wayne. I actually like his music. Catch Me Outside, I really enjoyed that track. Yeah, it's a neutral for me. He doesn't wow me. Listen, he doesn't wow me. I'm neutral.
Yeah,
it doesn't wow me, but he's great. Does that make sense? Like, he's good.
Yeah, so
but it doesn't make me go crazy.
Okay,
it doesn't make me go crazy. So yeah,
I'd like to point out
you
have to review this track, not his back catalogue. So look, being in the middle on it's fine.
Good feature.
I'm in the middle on it. I thought it'd be better, but it's not. So let's move away from the shade and get into the sunshine. The next song's really, really summery. It's Low Stepper and Rains. It's called Weekend Love. Chris, you can start because you're the resident house genius.
Yeah. Low Stepper, one of like the best house producers, hands down. He's got unreal producer. This track, I feel like it's not some of his best releases, but I just feel like because he's set the standards so high, it's difficult to kind of, some of the remixes he's done, I can start listing them off, but obviously we're not reviewing all his music.
Judge the one track.
Good.
Stop judging the back catalogue. Judge the track.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think he did great on his year 6 sats, but this new release is pretty good.
Up the Low Stepper. Good track.
Okay. Chris is a fanboy. Chris is up. Pav, you can go on this one.
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. Yeah, nice tune. Can't complain. Enjoyed it while I listened to it.
Up.
Nothing more to say. Yeah, up. Nothing more to say about it.
I'm in the middle on it just because I think it sounds quite fillery. It's a really good track though. I really like it. I love the piano. I love that like summery house vibe, but I don't think it's going to break through and do mad things. So I'm in the middle. Yeah. Okay, next track, A$AP Ferg. It features Nicki Minaj and Made in TYO. How'd you say it? Made in TYO? Made in TYO? I'm not actually sure. It's called Move Your Hips. But it's the new A$AP Ferg. I'll start with this. It's a banger. It's huge. It would, if we was in clubs now, you'd be playing it, and it would rip it apart.
I wouldn't.
You would. You definitely have to. Yes.
I have too much credibility to play songs that I don't like.
What, by A$AP Ferg?
I'm not a huge fan.
I think it's credible. I think it could be like. I think it could be like Plain Jane. Plain Jane was a club banger.
Was a banger.
And I think this could be. I think this could be the.
I think in context of the clubs, I think you might be right. In context of clubs, it might be a bit nicer. I listened to it. I was like, yeah, it's all right. It's cool. Nothing kind of
I'm
more.
up on it. I think it's a club banger. If there's
You're a
clubs
resident
now,
American hip hop fan, so what
It's not
do you
even
say
that.
goes?
Like, as soon as I heard it, it sounds like a club banger.
A big record.
Like, it
kind of
literally
thing.
sounds like a big record. Like, the feature with Nicki Minaj verse is pretty good. ASAP Ferg throughout the whole track's good. It's a club banger. I'm up on it. Pav, you can go next.
All right, cool. Yeah, but like I said, it was all right. I didn't think it was anything special. I didn't think it was anything bad. It was all right. I'll give it a neutral, just because it didn't really make me feel too much.
I bet if we was in clubs now, you'd be asked for it. I reckon. I think people would be requesting.
I know, but you know when you said stick to the one release, I got to stick to the situation as well, mate. We're not in the clubs.
True.
That was deep.
Very true. So Chris,
So
since we're going on our own podcast, just me and you, what do you think about it?
One less drink in the booth. Speaking of drinks in the booth,
not really my. What's Pav getting?
I
Really?
feel a bit thirsty, guys.
Oh, so obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see. But if you're not watching on YouTube, you can see that Pam is now holding
For
up
a chance to
our
win
first
this
no
can.
drinks, no drinks in the booth. First official can. I don't think any podcasts have done that before, but yeah,
mate.
no drinks in the booth. First can. But yeah, that's the track.
I'm going to say this one more time. Talk about the release.
Yeah, come on, Pav. Listen, we got to focus.
ASAP
Ferg, move your hips.
Otherwise, this podcast will be 4 hours long. So talk about the release.
ASAP Ferg, move your hips. Not really my cup of tea. It's cool. Neutral.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, moving on. The Baby featuring Stunner for Vegas. It's called No Dribble. Chris, you can start.
I quite like this track. This is my kind of hip hop, if you really want to call it hip hop. I guess it's hip hop. But yeah, that kind of vibe. Yeah, really cool. I think that Baby's wicked. I can imagine this going off. Yeah, it's an up from me. It's a hype track.
Pav?
Yeah, let me find my notes on it. Sorry, I'm just scrolling. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Again, I think it was kind of the same. It's not particularly my style, but I didn't dislike the track, so it was alright. I'll give it an up by virtue of I didn't think it was shit.
That blows my mind.
There you go.
That blows my mind. Okay, the Baby. I think the Baby is huge. Obviously, he's massive in the hip hop world and like he's crossing over commercially. I like No Dribble. I'm up on it, but I've heard better the Baby tracks. But I'm up on it. Okay, moving back into the house world. Hannah Wants and Escucci. It's called The Ish. I'll start with it. I didn't think I'd like it, but I actually do. Will it do damage? I'm sure there's going to be loads of raves that are playing this release. I actually really like it. It just sounds like a nightclub at 3 a.m, dark, smoky, somewhere a little bit dingy. I really like it. I'm up on it. Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you actually put this track in because it's quite an underground track, really. But I had to listen through it. I'd actually not heard it, and I had to listen through it.
I'm a man of many musics, Chris.
I know. But yeah, I really like the track. It's definitely a bit of me, this track. It's proper ravey. It's definitely for like the underground clubs. It's a up from me. I really like it. And Hannah Wants is wicked. She's got a great attitude. She's wicked as well. Okay. So up.
Pav?
Yeah, I liked it as well, actually. Like, I was listening to it and I was like, yes. And then the drop was coming and it feels very Fisher-esque, but I love that.
It's a bop.
It is a banger. It is a banger.
Are you up on it?
Yeah, 100% up.
So that's the first track that's most probably got 3. Oh no, Pressure got 3 ups as well. Okay, we're all up on that track. Next track, Pav, you wanted this one featured, but it was in there anyway. Skip Marley featuring Rick Ross and Ari Lennox.
Tune.
It's called Make Me Feel. I'll start. I really enjoy it. I love it. I'm up on it. It's a very great summer song. Hopefully it lasts the test of time. I don't see why it won't. So I'm up on it. Pav, you can go.
Tune. It's just an absolute tune. I sent this into the group a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's just a banger. It's a bit the same as kind of the Coffee tune. It's just a feel-good reggae-ish style tune. Can't really argue. It's a nice little bass, good rhythm section.
It's got a vibe.
Skip sounds great on the tune as well, as he does on pretty much everything anyway. And again, I can't fault anything really on the tune, so I have to give that a big up.
Okay, Chris?
I virtually know nothing about Skip Marley as an artist. This was probably the first track I've actually heard from him, and I was impressed. I really like the track. It's a vibe, as you put it, Wade. It is a vibe.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a record that I'm gonna play on repeat, but it's a really cool record. It's a vibe. I like it. It's an up.
Fantastic. Okay, moving on. Good vibe type stuff. Malik Berry. The track's called Connect. I'll start with this one. I love it. I like Malik Berry. I like all the stuff he's put out, to be honest. But this track, it sounds like something you'd play in a club, even though it's not meant for the club. It sounds like something you're playing as like near the end, that people are just like grabbing their mates or a boy or a girl or whatever. So it's, yeah, Malik Berry's sick. I'm up on it. Chris, you can go.
Yeah, really like this track. Really like Malik Berry's music. This is just another one that just really hits right with me. So yeah, up from me.
I wasn't a huge fan, I'll be honest.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm not just doing this to turn the tide. I listened to it. It sounded a bit generic to me. Maybe my ear is not as well versed in these styles of music. But I was kind of listening to it and I was like, just feel like I've heard it before. And then I came to the realization that Malik Berry is a poor man's Fuse ODG. And then that was when I realized that's where I've heard it before. Because if you've listened to...
Here comes the shade again.
Have you heard Fuse's tune All Night Long with Stefflon Don? That's what it reminded me of. And I was like, well, Fuse has already done that. So we don't need two versions of this tune. I'll give it a neutral, by virtue of I didn't think it was shit, but I don't think it's great.
Oh, God. I thought there'd be loads of... When I put this together, I thought, oh, God, there'll only be like a few little comments. Like, everyone's going to love these tracks. Yeah, right. Okay, right, the last one. Let's get through it. Now it features DEE and Akel. It's called Let Me Know. Chris, start with this one if you want.
Deneo, underrated.
Goat.
I think many people agree with that, but he has been on some absolute records. This is another record that is pretty fire, but unfortunately, I'm not sure what isn't clicking with Deneo. It's an outrage because he is one talented guy.
Do you think he just needs to start making funky again?
Should be huge, Deneo.
So I'm not sure what's clicking there, but wicked track. But it's a shame about Deneo not being bigger.
Do you think he should just? Do you think he should literally just make funky again, just like almost exclusively? I think that'll resurrect his career.
Chris, would you say you was up on it?
Up on the track, yeah.
Okay. Pav?
I was neutral, if I'm honest. Again, it just kind of didn't really do much for me. I listened to it and I was like, yeah, it's
go on, Pav.
Okay.
Say something that's going to make us gasp. I can feel it. I can feel like deep down you want to say it.
Oh, I wasn't even going to say anything.
Poor Beyond's already been destroyed. Now who's next? Who's next in the firing line?
I'm actually the same as Chris. I actually think Deneo is a really, really good artist and he's a very smart artist. Like, I feel like he could do any tune kind of thing in that sort of world. He's a great singer. I thought Black was really underrated when he released that. And I feel like that's kind of his record. I feel like that's sort of his trend. He's kind of the underrated cool guy.
Yeah.
Where he kind of needs to become the rated cool guy. Like, I feel like if he released not commercial tunes, but like slightly more commercially viable songs, then I feel like he could really like repropel his... I think if he made 3 funky tunes, like 3 funky house tunes, I think he'd be back.
What do you mean if he made 3 funky house tunes? He basically made the genre.
Yeah, but as in like, when was the last time Deneo released a funky house tune, man?
Yeah, maybe because it's not as big as what it was. What are you, up or down, or?
I'm neutral.
Okay. I'm up on it. I think Deneo is like a UK legend, underrated, produces all his own stuff pretty much, writes all his stuff, records all his stuff, is a one-man studio.
I highly respect that.
He's a one-man machine.
He's a one-man machine. Deneo should be bigger, in my opinion. He needs like a better marketing team or a marketing team. Or he needs someone behind him, pushing him, because he should be literally selling out arenas.
Yes, he is signed to someone. He's signed to Virgin EMI, I believe.
Well, they need to pull their finger out because Deneo should be charting high especially look at some of the stuff in the charts. Like Dunno's stuff is much better than a lot of it.
And I was the one that was throwing shade.
No, but there is like just generic label pop music that sort of fills the charts. That's a bit, you know.
I agree.
I'm with you on that.
Look, that's all the reviews for this week. You can listen to literally each one of these songs in our playlist, which is on YouTube, and it's also on Spotify. All the links will be below in the description. Let us know what you think of the songs, if you agree with us, if you don't agree with us. And that's me out. Thanks for having me. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Have a good time.
So, right. Shall we get on to the main topic of the podcast?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go into it, Chris. That's what we're here for.
I can literally stop. I can stop writing stuff down. Now I'm done. Right? My job's finished.
No, wait, that was good.
Cheers, thanks everyone.
No worries.
I'll be coming with theme. I'll be coming with theme music and R.I.P. Be Young. Thanks to Pavan Saki. Yeah.
Hashtag R.I.P. Be Young. Thanks to Pavan Saki. Right, but obviously it was my turn to host the pod this week, and I wanted to bring forward the question, which I'm sure you've seen because you clicked on the pod, which is the statement: musical artists are just social media stars.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to put onto the
show you referencing.
Exactly. I think that's coming. I was going to put on musical artists are just social media stars in 2020, but I thought, let's go for the shock factor. Let's really get down to business with this statement, because it's something that I definitely feel quite passionate about, and I have a lot of opinions on this, and I'm sure you two do too. Well, I'm sure you've got a lot to say as well.
Why don't you hit us with your first opinion on that? What do you actually think? And then let's riff off that.
Well, I think certain artists, 20% of artists.
Let's name some names.
In the music that let's drop one, 6ix9ine, straight up. He is not.
Yeah, 6ix9ine shit.
In my opinion,
shit. I'm sorry, he's shit.
In my opinion, but this thing's, I want to kind of move away from shit or like that or good. You know what I mean? It's more, what is he?
I actually think
is he a musical? Is he a musician, a musical artist, or is he a social media star?
I think objectively, I think 6ix9ine is shit.
Okay, look, I will.
Which is an oxymoron in itself, because you can't think objectively.
Right, look,
did you guys see that thing? This is how I know 6ix9ine is shit. Did you see the post that Charlie Sloth put up earlier?
Yes.
So Sloth. So basically, Tekashi 6ix9ine. What's it called? He DM'd Charlie Sloth like, "Yo, let me find it." He was like, "Yo, let me jump on Fire in the Booth."
Yeah, I've got some shit to talk. Yeah,
I got some shit to talk on, and then Charlie Sloth replied, "Sorry, Fire in the Booth is only for people that can, in capital letters, rap." And then 6ix9ine sent him some expletives, and then Charlie Sloth put "Bless Up Splinter," which is obviously a reference to
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles, because he's a rat.
Wow,
that was deep.
Look,
the guy's got quarter of a million likes.
Can I just jump in? Can I just jump in? I just want to say, I think best things to do. Let me just say one more thing. I just want to get in on this topic before we kind of go round, and then maybe Wade, do you want to go next? Say what you like overall think, and then Pav, you can say what you think overall, and then we can just go at it. Like I know we're going to, and I know that we'll probably see us at the end of the podcast when we all get.
Last one, guys. Have you had a good time?
But one more thing before I just pass over to Wade. I think that some artists, I know you always hate me because I give like very politically correct answers and all this stuff, but I do think it's some artists like 6ix9ine, like, I'm going to say it, perhaps Lewis Capaldi to a certain extent, like Fisher, who did Losing It. I'm sure you both know that.
I'm not
some
having
artists,
don't put Lewis's name in that.
I know, but Lewis Capaldi, again, he's got his music's great, but how did he make the music popular? It was through social media. Really, he was a social media star first and then a musician. That's what I think. So it's kind of, I think some artists in 2020 are just purely social media stars, which may or may not be right. I'm actually not sure what I think about that, but some artists are just social media stars, and there are many artists that do use social media to help their musical careers, which I think has to be done and is a good way to get music across. It's an amazing tool to market music. That's what I think in a nutshell. So, Wade, what do you reckon, mate?
I'll quickly mention about 6ix9ine, just because I know everyone wants to know what I think about 6ix9ine.
Yes.
As the resident hip hop head,
he's just put out a new track today as well. But I've not listened to it. Yeah, but I don't care about it.
Well, there's your opinion given out.
No, I've not listened to it, but I've heard it's like more sort of shouty rap that he does. I don't like that style of music he does. I thought when he was doing sort of the Latin stuff, that was actually quite cool. The one thing I say about 6ix9ine or 6ix9ine's team, because I'm not sure if it's actually him, is they know how to market even the prison stuff. Like, he went to prison as a rat, and he literally comes out and was like, I'm a rat and I'm $1 million rat. I don't give a fuck. Like, they know how to market him. Is his music quality? Will we be listening to it 10, 20 years time? Definitely not.
I really hope not.
You play the music in the club and some of it works, but he's capitalised off of stuff that's happened to him through social media, and that in itself has landed him big money deals, like his Instagram live deal, $5 million or whatever. The Fisher thing, Fisher and Lewis Capaldi, you was mentioning about Lewis Capaldi. I think his label and marketing have seen that he's a funny guy and mostly gone, we can use this in our marketing, because people gravitate to this really funny, chubby Scottish guy that sings really sad songs, but you'd never put two together. Sort of like how people gravitated to Ed Sheeran being organic.
And he was going out with Paige from Love Island.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Fisher, the funny
Which
Instagram videos.
That makes it even better.
What, that he went out with Paige, or?
Yeah, because like, again, with all due respect to Lewis, because I think you're a legend, mate. Wouldn't have put those two together. Kind of the same with the songs and the marketing. It's a bit of an oxymoron.
The one thing I'd say about his music as well, he makes very, very sad songs and ballads, and he's sort of like one of the only people in the market doing it. Like how Adele did it years ago. He's the male Adele. Yeah.
Oh my God, yo. Mindception, that is.
There's no one else doing it. So, like, of course he cornered the market. It was the only person in the market. But he did it to a very, very high level as well. Fisher, did you mention Fisher, or have I imagined Fisher?
You've mentioned him.
Yeah, I mentioned Fisher, yeah.
Fisher, the funny Instagram video things.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Like, I feel like his music is good, but the Instagram stuff definitely pushed him to an audience that never saw him.
There was just one quick thing on just the Fisher thing. There was an article I read, which I actually think was this blog called Dancing Astronaut, which in dance music and EDM is like a big blog.
I follow Dancing Astronaut.
Yeah. And they did an article, and there was
I'll just sit this on there,
out, and they started the first paragraph of the article saying comedian and DJ Fisher has, and for me that was suddenly like, wow.
Oh God.
Do you see what I'm saying? They're calling him a comedian.
Yeah, look, because
that's how he promotes his stuff. That's why he's popular.
Quick side note question, and Chris, you'll know the answer because you're in this circle. Would you say Fisher is credible in the scene that he's in?
He was, but now obviously he's kind of branded as like EDM tech house.
Right.
So he's kind of lost like credibility, I think, with a lot of proper kind of house heads.
Did have the biggest song of the year though.
And this is my answer to those guys. Unfortunately, the numbers don't lie. So this is another thing we can talk about. But sorry, Wade, is that
do you think he will actually achieve them numbers again with another release? I don't.
Nah. I think it's like a one-off tune.
I think it was
a good tune as well,
song.
which did obviously help him.
The tune we're talking about, by the way, in case people are just wondering, was obviously Losing It.
Yeah. I'm losing it.
Great record.
A fantastic record, but I think he's got to try and achieve that success. is going to be harder because people don't take him seriously. So he could put out some really great music that is better than Losing It, and people would just be like, "Oh, it's Fisher, funny guy."
Yeah. I'll jump in here. It seems like an opportune moment for me to end some people's careers. I'm joking. I'm joking.
God.
One more body bag next to Be Young ordered.
Mad. 6ix9ine. Trying to talk about him less because he's that irrelevant to the actual music scene. I think he's almost your perfect thing. Like, the fact that he is big does kind of prove your point in such a sad way. Like, it's very, very sad for music that, like, our what's the word? Like, our attention spans have got that bad that we need a guy with 12 colours in his hair. Like, we had McFly, bro. They did 7 colours in her hair. Why do we need 6ix9ine? Like, we don't need that. He has, in my opinion, genuinely one good song, and that's because Tory Lanez is on it, Kika. And I think that song is only good because Tory Lanez is on it. Like, his bit is the good bit, and the beat's decent. Yeah. The rest of his music is just so irrelevant. Like, don't care about it at all. Rats are rats. With the Fisher thing, I can't really. I can't
shade.
Wow. I can't really speak too much on the Fisher thing because I don't really follow Fisher like that. So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I think this. Yeah, I have no idea. I do want to talk about my guy Capaldi though, because I think I don't think this comparison's been made too much, but him and him and Ed Sheeran are very, very similar trajectories and very, very similar styles, if you know what I mean. Very, even though he obviously doesn't play guitar, but it's like very acoustic styles. It's very meaningful songs as well. He's not releasing throwaway music. Like, we're not listening to Lewis's tunes and thinking, oh yeah, well, he's just made this because he's made an Instagram video. The guy genuinely has actual bangers. So I don't think it's a case of he's big because the social media is big and the song happens to be good. I think it's more of an amalgamation of, like, a bit like what Wade said, where it's the song is really good. Like, all of his songs are really good. And have you ever seen him sing live, by the way? You ever seen a video?
Sounds exactly the same as the record.
Amazing. Really good.
Absolutely identical. I can't stop watching his James Corden one where he sung Bruises, because it is absolutely, like, spot on with the record. Maybe even better, which is, like, a big compliment. But, like, he's not big because of the videos. The videos just propel him, because it's a bit like AJ. Have you guys watched much AJ Tracy interviews, like on Capital and stuff? He did a few with H. I think me and you were watching. Yeah. He just seems like, again, the reason why those guys are big, they're not social media stars, but when you hear them talk, they're just normal people. And I think people love that. It's a bit like with this whole Adele thing. Everyone's talking about Adele losing weight and whatever. And then there was that whole meme with her with the hood up and, like, she had the gun fingers thing. And it was like, that's because she's like just a girl from Tottenham, innit? That just happens to have sold 1 million billion records. I think that's what it is.
Speaking about the social media and music stuff, I think an artist, it's not on here, but we'll talk about him quickly. Jason Derulo with TikTok really, really took hold of it.
Hate that. For me, that's made him lose his credibility, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you say to a 16-year-old, do you remember Jason Derulo? Like, they don't remember him. They know him now. Like, they don't care about what you say and It Girl and them tunes. They care about the songs that, like, he knows how to stay relevant in the young market, which pop is. He knows how to.
I'll agree. I'll agree to that.
I don't want to touch too much on it because we spoke about Jason Derulo on TikTok, but that is sort of the epitome of musical artists and social media stars.
I get you on that. I'll
quickly on these notes, there's Disclosure with Twitch streaming, which we've all used to stream on. I've not seen their stream. So Chris, you're going to have to elaborate.
Everyone's streaming. I mean, James Hype's been doing a lot of big streams.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, that this is different to what, and this is like me musically. Like, this is why I kind of resonate a lot with Disclosure. I don't know. They've kind of really.
But you've actually never mentioned
to, like,
that
music angle.
Chris.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Chris is like the love child of Disclosure and Low Stepper.
Basically,
yeah, like obviously
the way
I've listened to
for
them
Chris to have the
for
best
years.
song in history is Disclosure and Low Stepper featuring Pop Smoke, released on Defected.
Oh God.
No, I want Disclosure featuring Coffee, and I feel like that could actually happen.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
whether
That
But
sounds
obviously the
legit.
Pop Smoke one can't happen.
No, you can't.
R.I.P.
No, I mean Disclosure. I think they're great. Obviously, like producing myself, like I kind of really resonate with them because we kind of work very similarly, obviously. But they're Disclosure, which is great because they make great music. And I think that what they're doing now on Twitch, they are now jumping on this massive surge in social media, which has happened in the last 3 or 4 years. Because remember, Disclosure haven't released music for I think 4 or 5 years or something.
Yeah.
No album, nothing 4 or 5 years. So now they're back and they're adapting to the new world of image and social media, and now they're on Twitch. I mean, they're now building a Twitch following. And
What do
what
they
they're
do
doing
on Twitch though? Do they like produce or?
So what they do is, which obviously every DJ and their dog have been doing DJ streams like DJing. But what they're doing is, as in DJs and artists, like producers like Disclosure, actual artists. But now what they're doing is they're doing 3 or 4 hour long in-depth breakdowns of their releases that literally come out that week. So for example, when
I love them.
when
I love them.
that Marley Marley track dropped, I think it was on, don't quote me on this, I think Thursday last week.
Yeah.
And
it would have been Thursday or Friday.
no, it was Wednesday. Sorry, it was Wednesday because the next day they did a 4-hour live stream on Twitch.
That's
and they
mad,
broke
that
down
is.
the track
I
to
love that.
the most finite detail, like the actual plugins they use, the software, the keyboards, everything to do with the track.
2.75 dB from 3K is like one of them ones.
Yeah. That literally all of that stuff, which
I
for
love
me
that.
is a bit of, as a producer nerd, like I obviously
I love that. I love
loved
them.
it. I absolutely loved it.
Very similar to that. A-Track was on Twitch and did like a breakdown. It was literally a breakdown of his beat juggling routines from competitions and explained it segment by segment by segment by
That's sick as
scratch by thing, which is obviously the DJ version of what Disclosure are doing.
Same difference, yeah.
Same vein, but and that I think that got a lot of views. I was watching it, but I know it got a lot of views.
But again, like we said, I think with those cases, that is like, again, we could never disrespect Disclosure or A-Track like that to even be like trying to talk to them in the same light, social media wise, as like 6ix9ine and credibility wise, because it's just a clear and
it's a
distinct,
completely different world.
Yeah,
it's a different world.
Obviously, Cap, my man Capaldi. I know Joe, you hate Capaldi. We love him, mate. We love to see it.
He's Joe.
Joe, the big man, Joe Jackson.
Oh, does he hate him?
Hates Lewis Capaldi with a passion, which is why I made that dodgy
Joe
mashup
Jackson,
for the stream.
Big shouts to Joe Jackson, one of the hottest DJs in Birmingham.
Yeah, one of the boys.
Big shouts to Joe.
I don't think like Capaldi's not big because of his social media. He's bigger because of his social media.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean. I want to talk about someone then who is big because of social media, which is,
I know where this is
obviously
going.
the Jason Derulo. No, it's the KSI song. Sorry, I just wanted to throw you off there a little bit. KSI, Nathan Dorr. Even before, I think Nathan Dorr got big because of social media. He's not got a particularly large following on Instagram as such, or Twitter, like a crazy number. Obviously, he made a lot of his name on like SoundCloud, which a lot of DJs do, which is nice and cool. But really, obviously, when I talk about KSI, like the guy's the biggest YouTuber in the country. Like he is, is a name brand now, which is pretty amazing.
One of the biggest in the world.
Now, again, I'm going to be a little bit controversial here. His rapping.
Wade, strap in.
Oh God.
So KSI, I love KSI. I paid to watch him box.
Pav,
like man's not out here like that.
Do not soften the blow. Just say what you want to say.
So I'm not saying that, like, you know, I'm not hater.
He's softening.
Like,
he's softening us.
I paid very good money for those LA tickets. And I stand by it. I love KSI. I've been watching KSI since like year 7. Like I've been rinsing the guy. He's not that good of a rapper. He is average at best, and he will never be more than that. He's just okay. Like I listened to all of his tunes. His best song, in my opinion, is a tune called "Down Like That," which was him, Rick Ross, Lil Baby, and produced by SX, who also did the hook. That was a really good tune because of the hook and the beat, which was both SX. KSI for me didn't really add anything or take anything away from that song other than his name. Same with Lighter. I think with Nathan Dawe Lighter, I think it was insert generic rapper here. Obviously he's got that whole beef between like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, and they've been like taking the piss out of him, and they were like, oh, his rapping's like he's not really talking about anything on the tune, which is kind of the point because it's a house tune, so he's not supposed to be like barring it down. But I'm like, if you gave me about a week, I reckon I could have done that as well. That tune. I don't think it's anything special in terms of the rap.
The tune or KSI's part, yeah.
Actual KSI's bit. I reckon if you gave me a week, I reckon I could have come up with a 16 that was just as good. I just didn't have the social media platform.
Not to defend KSI, but do you
don't
think...
from the blow, mate.
Well, no, but it's true. Like most like rap verses on like the general dance pop tunes are sort of just throwaway verses.
Yeah, they're throwaways. They're to get hip hop people that like that one artist into the house tunes. That's the only reason why they're there. But yeah, I just don't like. It's throwaway. That song is big. That song is bigger because obviously Nathan Dawe is big in his own right. But that song is bigger because of KSI. Like that's not a top 4, top 5, top 10 song without KSI.
So did you?
But he adds nothing really in substance.
For context,
go on, Wade.
Was you into KSI before KSI was rapping, or did you sort of find out about KSI?
I've been watching KSI since like FIFA 10 days, man. FIFA.
So have I. I used to watch when I was in school. I used to watch all of KSI.
I used to watch.
I didn't watch.
I used to watch his FIFA series like before I went to school. It was a thing like every day because he used to get the laptop for like 15 minutes.
Race to Division 1.
Oh mate. Road to Bestiality, do you remember that?
Oh yeah. It was great on YouTube. But I kind of, to be honest, he kind of lost a few like points to me, if that's the same. But he lost a few points to me when he started rapping because I was like,
was that when he did No Sleep? No Sleep.
No, it was Keep Up with JME. I was like, what is this?
That got top 40. That did.
The thing is,
that was on a Now CD.
Yeah, because the thing is, I compare. It's funny because they're literally both kind of like right now, like going at each other almost. Although they're friends, they're going at each other to try and get to the top of the charts, or they're fighting in the charts almost, if you want to call it fighting. But they're in the charts. Him and Joel Corey, because Joel Corey is someone that I have grown to highly respect because he clearly knows his music. He's passionate about music. He's passionate about house music, and he's passionate about DJing. So Joel Corey is his days of an MTV or whatever it was, X on the Beach, whatever it was,
Geordie Shore
gone. Geordie Shore, that was it. Geordie Shore. Now I really respect what he has to say and what the music he puts out and what he does.
Because he's just released good tunes.
And I feel like KSI is, for me, in what I'm enjoying at the minute, is that I lost a little bit of respect for KSI when he started putting his music out as a rapper, because I was like, this isn't you. But now the more he's keeping at it. I mean, he's still going
in my Lamborghini.
All that stuff. But now he's kind of, the music's becoming better, and he's now working with some really great top level artists, and he's still going at it, and he's putting music videos out, and he's putting the work in, and it's starting to look and sound great. So do you see what I'm saying? I think he's starting to go.
I can respect it
towards what Joel Corey has done. It's interesting, like parallel there.
I think with Joel Corey though, I knew Joel Corey as a DJ.
He's a DJ that happened to be on a show, and it.
I knew him as a DJ in a West End. Yeah, because he used to do the West End scene, and then he went out with someone that was on Geordie Shore, then started featuring on it because of he was going out with one of them.
I see. Yeah,
so I sort of always knew him as that. I never knew who KSI was before he started putting music out, because I didn't used to watch him on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So, like, for me, I can only judge him on his music, not on his average. YouTube.
Oh, so what do you think then?
I genuinely think he's got, like, is there a song, is it called Killer Killer? Am I right?
That's all right. That's a tune, that is.
That's a good record,
That's a good record, that is.
I heard that a few weeks ago, and I was like, I actually think KSI's not He's quite good. Like that's quite a good tune.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's the lyric. I think I said this in the last episode. The lyrics aren't going to blow your mind, but the track's great.
The track is good.
That track is genuinely quite good, and it's the perfect amount of like barring for the tune.
Yeah, when I've listened to his other stuff, there's a few other tracks which I'm like, this is quite good. They've got big features like Rick Ross.
Yeah,
I think KSI, like, I don't know, as a rapper, I just put him like, average.
He's just average, and it's nothing special.
But then that's not to say he won't get better or get worse.
He can always get better, but I don't think he's. I'm just like, oh yeah, all right. Like I like his music. I actually think a lot of his music is quite good in terms of the actual tunes. But when I listen, generally, like if I listen to a tune with him and SX, etc., I'm thinking KSI is usually the worst person on the song, which is bad to say. When especially with your tune.
I feel like obviously his big social media following helped him obviously achieve a music following, but like it's all sort of in the same vein because he still does YouTube and stuff. So it's not like he's left YouTube to literally become a rapper. Like he's never he's never going to be credible like ASAP Ferg or The Baby or Octavian or anyone.
I'm
like
not even sure it's that. I literally just think like so you can do YouTube and do that. Like Deadmau5 does it. Deadmau5 does the most streams and he's still a credible like.
But Deadmau5 come out as a electronic producer and DJ.
This is what I'm saying. But like
very different from KSI.
If KSI's music was of that quality, as in like if his rapping was of that quality, I don't think it would be an issue. I think the fact that his music is not that good is almost a thing to say. It's almost become like a bit of a reverse engineered like excuse where people are like, oh, well, it's not that good because it's just YouTube. And it's like, no, it's not that good because I just don't think it's that good.
I think it's like good. And like the reason I think, and this is for me, I think it's just average, is because there's no substance in his music because you watched him grow up on YouTube. Like you can't talk about trapping or selling drugs or you know having a Ferrari or all that. You can't talk about certain things if people are literally watching you. Man not got 10
mil subs.
Yeah, like but then
man got maybe 10 mil subs.
If he's talking about stuff like that, then it makes more sense if he's talking about subs.
I get what you mean.
Like he can't do a track talking about like how he used to slang cocaine in the hood because like, he's not from the hood and he never used to sell cocaine.
He went to private school in Watford.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like posh. Like he's very like kind of, you know, like he looks away. Even the way he raps, like you know, he's not. He can't talk about like the hood life. Like but he isn't though. I don't think. I mean, I don't really listen to his music but like, that much. But
I think that's a big problem rappers have. I think a lot of rappers have that problem where most rap sounds good because they've kind of been through shit,
lived it.
Whereas,
I'm not being funny. This is why I'm a fan of
Abracadabra. If Snoop Dogg talks about smoking weed, it's credible.
Yeah, this is why I'm a fan of Abracadabra. Like I said last week, in terms of when it comes to the UK hip hop drill scene, whatever you want to call it, but the UK scene, that side of things. This is why when Abracadabra speaks on a tune, I listen to every single word he says and I believe it. I mean, check out the dude, like, and read about him, like.
So what we're saying,
I believe everything he says, but KSI is like,
I think look, to not keep going over the same point over and over again.
Basically,
about KSI,
if you want to become a rapper, just sell some coke and you'll probably have enough good stories.
It's not that. It's just I think it's just got to be
not that.
It's just got to be authentic.
Disclaimer: please do not sell coke.
If it's not authentic, what's the point in doing it? Like that, look, there's no point being a dancehall DJ saying I'm a house DJ when you're not authentic. Like you've got to be authentic, and vice versa. One of the reasons people like and hate Drake is because it's authentic. Like he hangs out with Popcorn and stuff like that. Like it's not like he's just ripping it off. He actually hangs out with these people, and you know all the drill stuff X, Y, and Z. To move on a little bit without going over and over again about KSI, image versus music quality, because that's
something else I wanted to bring up. Yeah, image versus music quality. I mean, what's more important, image or musical quality, or is it? Do you have to have both? I would argue you have to have both. And
I agree.
As an artist, you had to have both in the 50s and in the 60s. It's no different now, but now you just have to be creating it yourself and you have to be constantly giving people a stream of it.
Well, I think the image versus music quality thing is quite like you said, it's been around since when, like the 50s and 60s. I think if you don't have musical quality, it doesn't matter how good your image is.
Yeah.
That's generally.
Okay, what about 6ix9ine though? This is where it starts getting.
But this is the thing. Like, he's popular because of his image, not because of his music quality. Does that make sense? So, like, you can have.
That's why you're saying his records won't last very long, because he's getting the numbers because of his image, but the music won't last for a long time.
I think if you look at
no musical quality,
if you look at really good artists, whatever, you can literally, it doesn't matter what genre. Yeah, really good artists, they have had really high musical quality, and then whether it's them or their marketing team or whatever, have really molded and pushed their image or a image of them in some way. I think agree. You can crack it. Like, look at Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is a very good thing. His image and his music didn't really match up until he or the label, whoever, sort of melded it together and sort of took what he did.
His internet presence made no difference to his career trajectory.
Yeah. But you like 6ix9ine,
because there was like, because obviously he had like music videos and there was loads of stuff.
Yeah, but you can't start counting music videos, because then we're just like, if you take a picture with an artist, then that's like counting. You can't count everything. Like, music videos is a line. By social media, it's like your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's social media, but an image is the wider debate.
You can't really count music videos. You have to
not as part of social media.
Look, but even if it's independent music video, you can count it. If it's not, if it's a label, then you've pretty much made it. You've signed to a label. Like, it depends what your bar, like how high your bar is. Because obviously, if your bar is to reach a certain amount in the bank and a certain amount of number ones and tours, obviously you're going to be signed but not reach that. If your goal is to get signed, then obviously your bar is slightly lower. That goal's lower until you get you achieve that and get a higher goal. Yeah. I think the image versus music quality thing, 6ix9ine is the perfect example, purely because his image is bigger than his music.
Yeah,
like his music.
I think you might have hit the nail on the head there in terms of 6ix9ine.
And it won't last. Like, I generally cannot see his music
in 2 years when someone's like killed him, or like he's become less relevant, or it like only takes one bad tune or something, and then people are like, okay, now we need to stop this.
Do you know what'll happen? And I'm calling this. So can we like bookmark it or whatever? His followers will grow up. His actual followers and his fans will get older and do different things with their lives, have kids,
realise
move
it
out,
was cringy. It'll be like a cringe thing. Oh my god, do you remember when we used to listen to Tekashi?
6ix9ine, and it will be like, oh my god, can't believe I used to listen to that. Like, as opposed to people that grew up on, I don't know, the Spice Girls, that still would say, oh yeah, I like the Spice Girls. He's not credible. In music quality, in image, like he's got his image down to a T. His music quality sucks. And that's sort of
100%.
I think the image versus music quality is a really good thing. Like, a big thing that you need both of. Like, Billie Eilish is most probably the poster
She's
child
the best mix
of image versus music quality. She's got her own image, which is authentically hers, which her label and team have marketed and molded and pushed,
but she's just cool and she makes great music.
But she's only cool because she's only cool because they've marketed as cool. I'm not being funny,
but the music's great as well.
That's my point. That's my point. But my point in this is, we think, like, everyone thinks she's cool, but 5 years ago, before Billie Eilish was out, if you had shown a video, no music, and gone, oh, like that girl, and not the way she dresses, her hair and the trainers and all of that,
it's very Paramore punk, isn't it?
People would have gone, oh, she's a bit of a weirdo. And then now you play her music, she's super cool. Like,
and what's great about her, like, what's great about her is that her brother is her producer.
Yeah,
they made like the first album.
Sick. They made like the whole thing. The whole
in the
thing.
bedroom.
I think they still do.
It's unreal, literally unreal.
Because they still live there.
Her music is very dark. Like, it's very tinged with emo. Like her
Yeah,
Like
imagery.
she is. That's what she is. That's
Yeah,
what
but
she
her
is.
imagery is dark. Her style is dark. Like she's
She's
sort
the
of,
youngest person to ever have a James Bond theme. Like that says something.
Yeah, but would you? What was
wicked singer.
What was her breakout single? I can't remember what it's called.
Bad Guy.
Bad Guy.
No, the one before
Well,
Bad Guy.
it's testament to actually how good her actual
Or Bury a
music
Friend.
is. If
Bury
you look
a
at
Friend.
if you look at the kind of people that have had James Bond theme songs, we're talking Adele, we're talking Alicia
Madonna.
Keys,
Sam Smith.
like we're talking the absolute cream of the crop at the time. Like, and then to have Billie Eilish's name after that, that's a level that is.
Yeah,
That's
she's
a flex and a half.
Unreal.
That's a you've made it for life.
She is everything I think an artist should be if you're making music.
Organic,
Yeah.
authentic, image
It just
matches
doesn't
the
feel
music
forced ever.
quality. Yeah, 100%. I watched her Glastonbury set from last year, and like she's fantastic live, like absolutely fantastic live, like amazing. And in terms of her imagery, look, the weird thing is you can have people that like Billie Eilish, like for example, a mum in her 40s, 50s, whatever.
Yeah.
And you've literally got die-hard 16, 17-year-old
Yeah,
fans
she's
that she
perfect like
has,
that.
like she
you've
has
actually
a
smashed that.
literal
You've actually smashed
like
that, yeah.
cult following. She appeals to the mainstream, but if that was to go pop, it wouldn't matter. She'd be touring forever because she's got such a cult following.
Yeah. She's
Like,
good though. She's genuinely really good.
I'm not being funny. In 10 years' time, people ain't going to look back and say, whether Billie Eilish is still out putting music out, they're not going to look back and be like cringy that they used to listen to her.
Nah,
Because
she's
she's credible. She's credible because it's authentic.
Well, I think, Wade, everything you said about 6ix9ine, I absolutely agree with. I think you've literally hit it on the nail on the head with that, like spot on. I think one more thing I want to say about this, just before we finish, I'm interested to hear what you think about this. It's kind of two sides to it. I think, firstly, your social media, what an artist does for their social media should complement and support their music. It should be, it's two. It's both. You have the music and then you have your social media and everything you're doing. And image, that kind of relates to social media. It's two. The two work together at the minute. That's how it's working. But so I don't know, before I pass it over to you, I want to know if you agree with that. And linked to that, the second thing, the other side is, and that is, can you be an artist in 2020 without any social media pages?
No.
That's part of that. So
I see,
Pav,
I think,
about those 2 points. Wait, shall I go? Should we go just Pav first?
See, me and Pav have got like completely opposite views on this, so that's good.
Yeah. All right, Pav, do you want to go first on obviously those two things? What do you reckon?
Sorry, say the first one again. Just I was.
So the first one was just
something.
I was just making a statement that, do you agree with social media, your social media and image in one side, and then your music in the other side? As an artist in kind of any genre, really, I believe that both have to work together and they should support each other, and you can't be a great artist without both working really well. That was the first thing I said. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely agree. I think it's virtually impossible, especially now, to have a big song unless you don't have to have a huge Instagram following or Twitter following or anything. But you've still got to like post and stuff on there. Like, even if it's throwaway stuff, like, oh yeah, like I've been looking at Mabel's Instagram recently. Like, and I know she's a bit of a weird example to use, but it's just because I've been watching it. She'll post like every day a couple of pictures. And I reckon genuinely she didn't do that. And she'll always caption them with lyrics from the song of hers that is out at the time.
Yeah.
Which is obviously great marketing. But I like an artist like her, I think she's a good artist. I actually think she's a very good singer. And I think she makes good tunes. I don't think she would be big if she didn't have social media. You have to have both. It's just impossible. There's a lot of artists that go off social media. But I'm like, you've done it after you've become credible. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't do it after the fact and then be like, oh yeah, I did it. Because then it's like, no, you didn't do it. You made your name and then you did, like, a bit like Ed Sheeran. Like, Ed Sheeran doesn't say this, but if Ed Sheeran came out tomorrow and said, yeah, I did it without social media, it's like, No, you didn't. It's just you got rid of your iPhone after you did the biggest tour in touring history, in literally touring history. You did that and then got rid of your phone. Like that don't work. Like obviously he didn't say that. We love you, Ed. You just have to have
insurance quality.
Yeah, like
Team Ed.
Like as we have seen this week, social media makes or breaks an artist to the point where you can literally be a lesser musician but a better social media star, and you'll still probably make it as long as you're half talented. Like I definitely agree that the music should be the most important bit.
Would you say 6ix9ine falls into that category?
Absolutely. His music, it has zero substance. No one cares. No one knows what he says. It's the reason why like people don't like mumble rap, because people don't really particularly know what people are saying, but it sounds kind of trippy. So like, yeah, let's go with it. It's the same kind of thing. And as we've seen this week with like Wiley, what you say on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, etc., makes or breaks your career, because it has just broken his. Like he's done now. He could never come back.
When you said, really interesting what you said about you're really active and really good on social media, but you're say half talented in music. The thing is, will those records not stick around though? You'll get some numbers, you'll do some numbers.
They won't stick around.
What is their lifespan? A year? Would you say like a year? Would you agree with that, or would you say longer?
Without sounding bad, kind of. If someone said to me, you could only ever tour for like 2 years or whatever, but you can tour for 2 years, you're set for life. If you have a big song for 1 year, like Tekashi, he's not broke. He's terrible, but he's not broke. The guy's got a lot of money. Like he's out here. He is set for life. His kids are set for life. His grandkids are set for life. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to think about money ever again.
Do you think he'll have devoted fans of 10 years?
Probably not. Apart from your crazy ones. But he doesn't need them. If you only need unless you're really involved. So like we obviously all love the music, yeah. So for us, music is always and forever will and should always be number one. The realities of that is there's a lot of songs in the charts that are shit. Just a fact. We don't have to sugarcoat it. There's a lot of shit songs that commercially make a lot of money, and we just sort of have to live with that. Whether it's a lot of it is down to marketing and social media. Like even the radio can count. Like obviously before people would pay radio stations to play their tunes, like to get it in and not play certain other tunes so that they would get big. And you kind of can't really, like you can sort of get around it, but it's like, it's the same thing now. It's like, oh, right, well, if you're not big on Instagram, your tune's not really going to do that well unless it's a really, really, if it's a top tune, then you're doing well. But if you're like, if you got a 7, 8 out of 10 tune that is as good as another song in the charts, but that person has got a proper social media following and you don't, your song's out. And it's just it's a very, very sad reality, but it is just like that. But it's the same way, like.
But perhaps the social media, which is why I said they have to work together. The social media makes it authentic. It makes it believable. So I think
I can kind of agree with that.
The track won't resonate unless people understand the story behind the track, or they don't understand the person behind the track. And social media.
I'm not even sure that that's true. I think people just want to see like people. I think it's a bit like this. So we do this on YouTube, not because it does anything particular for it. If anything, it is more work. But we do it because it's like when you see someone, it becomes tangible.
There's a face to the voice.
And that's exactly my point about social media.
That's the only thing. Social media makes it tangible. I think that's why TikTok's done really well, to be honest. It's made tunes very, very tangible. But like I said, I agree,
and that is exactly why I think they have to work together.
They are not mutually exclusive. They have to both be together.
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
Unless you have an absolute belter. Which is
a very, very rare, and I think that's coming even more rare in 2020.
Unless
and will
you
make
a Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You" caliber-esque song, yeah, it's not happening for you. So like, you need to have at least an okay social media. Like you don't have to have like the best one. Like Skepta's one is okay in my opinion. I don't think it's anything great, but he's a massive artist. But he still needs to post. Likewise, Drake.
Every now and again, and it's becoming less and less frequent. But the most recent one that has just gone crazy with virtually no social media presence whatsoever from the artist, other than St. John in this case, which is the Roses Iman Beck remix. So Iman Beck has got virtually no social media following and still doesn't.
Yeah.
But that track is one of the biggest records in the world.
Did that get big on TikTok or not?
And it was from TikTok, and then it kind of spread to YouTube and loads of other stuff, and it obviously got spread through word of mouth as well. So you had St. John, but really that's nothing like St. John's music. St. John didn't even promote it.
That's so sad.
That track just went crazy. So that every now and again you have that Rose.
But they're anomalies. Like, you can't really account for them.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So and they're very far and few between.
Like when was the last song before that? That wasn't a TikTok one. It's not possible.
Just obviously keeping time in mind, Wade, I just want to go to you on like those 2 points, which I'll just remind you are obviously the first one is obviously is the
social media
and that's it. Social media and music have to work side by side, and one gives voice to the other. They're a team. There's like two people in the team. Social media and image, and the music. And then obviously the second point is can you be an artist without social media pages? So the first one, what do you think about how they're a team? You've got social media, your image, and your music. Are they a team, or what do you think about that?
I think the thing with your first point about the social media and the music is, the way I look at it is, the music is for your ears, the social media is for your eyes. You can put a face to the music, which people love. I mean, we all do. Yeah. Like I like to see the artists, then like their swag and like their style, and like, you know, like, oh, they're rocking Jordans that I like, oh my god, like they're from this place, that thing, oh, they look like this, they wear that, like, you just like to put a face to what you're hearing. Do I think they've got to work together? Yes and no. Like, I think if you have very, very, very good music, and this is obviously an anomaly, if it gets picked up by a label, you don't actually need a big social media presence for it to get through. The
label will playlist it.
The label will playlist it.
The label will put it in this show, that football show, that stadium, you know. That show,
it will be on that radio, it'll be in that podcast, it'll be on that advert, blah, 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 blah. Like, let's face it, Clean Bandit are a very, very good example. They put out amazing music. Like, let's not lie about that. But would you... if Clean Bandit walked down the street, I wouldn't know it was Clean Bandit.
No.
Unless they're holding a cello.
True.
Yeah, unless they're holding a cello. But in terms of their music done very well chart-wise, and it got pushed very cleverly by the label onto the Marks and Spencer's Christmas ad as well. Like, you can't avoid it. But would they have got that big without social media? Like, who knows? But their social media presence wasn't what got them big.
No.
But to maintain their popularity, I think you do need social media presence. There's a few artists that I can think of off the top of my head. These are all hip hop artists that don't have a big social media presence now. They might have had a big social media presence in the beginning, but not now. One of them is J. Cole, who virtually does not go on social media. And the other one's Kendrick Lamar.
But do you think that's because they've already made it?
Two of like the most
goats.
credible hip hop.
They're two of the three goats that we consider in this time. So like,
like realistically, I saw Kendrick Lamar. I think it was 2018 on the Damn tour, the O2, and he wasn't posting nothing. The only thing that was posted on his social media was his tour dates and how to get the tickets. That was it. Like
levels, absolute levels.
And maybe the album cover when it released. Like, he wasn't doing stories every day, wasn't posting every day. J. Cole, barely on social media. So, like, obviously, these are huge artists now.
When you're that good, you don't need to.
Exactly. But the one thing I would point out is they are major label artists. So they had a label that had billboards that were pushing Spotify. I think for a new artist, you definitely need social media, but social media can, I think, help and hinder. Like, there's two sides to it. It can either push you into like the stratosphere, or equally, you can just be in social media and be amongst the millions,
the masses,
and not get found.
But I mean, but in terms of hindering, it only hinders you if you mess it up. It only hinders if you do a Wiley, I think, Or
No, sorry, I didn't mean like that. I meant sort of like because everyone's on social media. For example, rappers. Yeah, there's millions of rappers on social media. You could be the cream of the crop, the next Kanye, Jay-Z, J. Cole, Kendrick rolled into one. But because you're just so trying to get through on social media, you forget the other avenues. Like, it sounds silly, like the guerrilla marketing avenues, posters at the bus station, reaching out to venue promoters, trying to get on, you know,
like
on
chatting to
a
A&Rs
local radio
and-
station. Yeah. So, like, I think it shouldn't be all about social media, but social media
But
should be
it should
part
be
of it.
important.
Yeah, 100%.
Agree.
It's something,
That's
it sounds silly, on the list of things that you've basically got to tick off as an artist, yeah, social media is definitely one of the important things. So is making good quality music.
That's the most important one.
Yeah. But I think it sounds really silly with your first point, with the social media and the music. I think it does have to work together, but you can have more of one than the other and still break through. I wouldn't advise having a better image than music because you most probably won't last. But you can, because let's face it, there's plenty of people out there that have got a better image than they are, and you can. The problem is as well these days you can be like a bit of an influencer artist. So you've
Chris
sort
and
of, yeah, like not even that, because they weren't even influencers when that sort of happened. They was popular.
That
off
was
Love
just
Island.
tragic.
Chris and Kem from Love Island.
Yeah, but you can be on, I don't know,
Not Chris Watson.
no, you could be on Geordie Shore or something like
Or is
that. And you can be an influencer and you put out a track. It doesn't mean it will do numbers. Equally, it does also mean it could do numbers. It's a thing. Where,
Yeah.
And what was your second point? Do I think you can be an artist without social media?
You almost answered it when you talk about breakthrough artists. But yeah, the second point is, can you be an artist without any social media pages in 2020?
Yes.
Oh, you do think
You
that?
can.
Yeah, of course
You
you
can't.
can.
I
Yeah, of
don't
course you
think you can. You can't break through. But as an artist already, you can.
I think quickly, and I won't go on about it, I think you can be an artist purely because you might not have a big following, you got no social media, but you could have worked for 2 years straight on an EP or album and gone into Universal, gone into Sony, literally bugged the receptionist to the point of tears.
Yeah.
Please give my CD, please give my CD. And all it takes is for the right person to go, yeah, I'll listen to it and go, oh my God, I've got the next Eminem. Like, and they've got no social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
So
possible.
I think it is possible. I think it's possibly harder, but maybe it's not, because
It's a dying art, man. Bug some
so
more
many people,
receptionists, guys.
so many people are trying to do social media that no one's doing the actual physical. I know we can't do it now.
Yeah, like
but the
like
physical
people, no, like people,
going to the labels.
Like people, there's like
Yeah,
people used to
yeah.
like stand outside BBC radio studios and like, oh, if Charlie Sloth's walking out, we know he walks in at this time. We know he walks out that time. Obviously not now because he's not there, but
yeah,
like, you'll be waiting a long time.
yeah, like Tiffany Calver or someone.
Yeah, to be like, oh, here, Tiff, is my tune. And
Or even
they
Mr.
might
Jam
listen
or
to
someone
it.
like that.
They might even just give it to their producer to listen to. A similar thing happened to me not that long ago. This random artist like DM'd me and was like, yo, I've got like this new EP. These are my tunes. And he sent it to me. And I never checked this kind of stuff. And I listened to it and I was like, this is actually quite good.
Yeah.
It's like normally it's shit, but I was like, oh, this is actually, like, I could actually genuinely play 2 or 3 of your songs, like, and I actually will. They were nice. So there is other places.
Nice.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that was still social media, but there is other ways to do it rather than just post about like what you're doing and what your favorite type of chicken is and like your favorite vegetable.
I think you can get to a point where like social media becomes the main thing and what you're actually doing is the second thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is like a trap of being on social media. You can sort of think, I think we all do it as DJs. Sometimes you've got to think, I've got to make sure there's content.
Yeah.
But then the content's got to sort of pertain to DJing. But to be honest with you,
Agree.
at the same time, people know what I'm into. So if I'm posting a picture of a hip hop artist or trainers or whatever it is, basketball,
Or DJ AM, which you do every day.
which I do every day, they go, at the end of the day, like, it's authentic, so that fits. If I was to suddenly start posting, I don't know, Pretty Little Thing ads and Boohoo, people would be like, what the fuck's he doing?
Oh,
You know, it's got.
that's something I want to see.
Yeah, for real.
Look, the end thing is everything's got to be authentic. If it's not authentic, it's bullshit.
And music and social media are ways to get that message across.
100%.
But yeah.
Whether it's political, whether it's for justice, whether it's for gain, whether it's for anything, like you can do a lot of good with social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Which people forget.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to leave
that
it.
could be a good spot to end. We said we were going to try and get it down to. I actually think we said an hour at the start of the podcast.
Yeah,
but we've gone for the expected hour and a 45. Maybe I think we've gone for.
Yeah,
So,
we'll clip it up.
yeah,
Don't worry, guys. We got you.
No, listen, we're not clipping. They get it raw, uncut, and authentic. That's what we do.
It's all right. I've told them we're going to clip it up at the end, so they would have had to listen anyway.
But yeah, listen, big thanks to everybody that's tuned in. Remember, any of the tracks we've discussed in this week's podcast you can find on our YouTube music playlist, which is also available on YouTube, and our Spotify playlist. Big thanks to Pavan, big thanks to Wade. Guys, got anything to say? Go on.
Yes. Don't forget all the links in the description below. Like, share, subscribe. We're on Spotify and we're on obviously YouTube, and we will be on. We're on Apple Music and YouTube. We'll be on Spotify soon, but all the playlist descriptions below and all the links are below.
Yeah, everything is below. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
All right then, wicked.
We love
Thanks for listening. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Peace.